Well, hello. It's Tuesday. It's snowy outside, which must mean we're all safe and warm inside and doing a live webcast for Comic Industry Insiders Live. This once again is our weekly conversation where we talk about what is new, what's happening in comics, what's coming up. This week, it's going to be a little me focused. I apologize. It's not about me. All right. It's just to happen to be involved in the thing we're talking about this week. So I am going to unfurther ado this and bring in the guy who is actually hosting this week. I am merely a guest. I'm going to introduce now the host, Mr. Brian Garside. Look at
It's
that.
me. I'm here. I was supposed to start this thing off, but
That's all right.
my producer, unfortunately,
Listen,
I'm gonna have to talk to him.
when he does everything. We throw everything at him at the last minute, and he seems to expect every week that we won't. I think that's really, at the end of the day, that's
absolutely. And
apparently
apparently, I am not the one sending his checks, so I come second is what I've heard, and that's I don't know. I didn't know we were going to be all mercenary about this. Okay, fine.
Here? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm going to put you in the host.
Look at that!
What I did there.
Look at that. So Adam, this is going to be a heck of a week. We're throwing things up. We're flipping things around. We're doing different stuff.
I know.
So excited! I'm so excited about this week.
It's like Freaky Friday, only it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get that freaky. I promise. There was some body conversation just before we started. That's not happening in the live show.
Yep,
now, I will say,
a good thing we didn't go live 5 minutes earlier. That's all I'm going to say. I would get canceled.
I have a note, since you are the host of this week's show. I have a note that came in from one of our regular viewers that we should spend these few minutes up until like this pre-show banter. We should actually be talking about something that they want to hear about, because they want to hear about comics industry stuff. So here's what I would recommend. You do this any way you want to, but the way I would recommend is bring in the other banterers and give them and like open with some sort of question about comics itself, right? Or the magazine.
I have this because I wanted to do this at the end, but I'm going to do it right now.
Let's go.
And this is going to shock everyone because we've never done this before. But I'm going to pull in everybody's favorite sales guy, Gabe Yoakum. Gabe. So Blake, that's what. So when I say I'm gonna, I actually mean you're gonna push the button. Do you want me to push the button?
Blake, during this.
Hey, it's me.
Gabe. Quick question. What is the most recent comic book that you just read?
Oh, so good. That's a good one. Now I'm panicked.
Battle Beast.
Battle Beast number 6?
No. Just number 1 so far.
Okay.
I've got a stack of them over here, but
yeah.
Battle Beast number 1, the last one I read.
What'd you think of it?
It's a it is exactly what I expected it was going to be, and that was delightful.
Do you guys remember Scott McCloud's Destroy? Do you remember that? This is a cut, right? That big oversized book that was just a guy going through the city saying destroy and just like breaking shit. I remember thinking about that when I was reading Battle Beast. It just felt like breaking shit,
Tell us, people. Wonder Woman number 29 by Stephanie Williams has been reread about 25 times this week.
She told me that she made her cry, and I meant to pick it up. And I haven't gotten to the comic shop since she told me about it.
We're going to get to my thing at the end of this that made me cry this week. But before we do, Joseph Keating, you're on the hot seat. What was the most recent comic book you read?
That was relatively new. It's been a minute, boys. I got to be honest. It's not related to comics, the magazine. I will say, in that regard, to catch up on Absolute Batman, the hype is real. I mean, I know it's the obvious choice, but I gotta admit that there's a reason folks are going after that.
Share us out in the comments. I see. Stronghold. You keep changing
Stronghold.
I just read Arcadia number 2 from Ignition Press. Love the Anaki brothers. Yes, excellent book. I just
Full
finished this the other day and posted it. I know I'm a basic B word, but this made me cry. There were two different scenes in this that made me cry. It was spectacular. So good.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, absolute Batman is on fire, as the kids say.
On fire. I have to tell you, I just will tell you where my head's at. I just finished rereading Chew Volume 1.
Oh,
and
good
I've
for
read
you.
that since it came out. For
Nice.
obvious reasons. Now that I'm apparently part of the Chewverse, it's yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, we should have maybe that's what we should show a little bit of today, Joe.
Good.
So
A
excited.
little bit.
There we
I don't
go.
want to show all of it.
No, show a little sample.
I'll give you
Just
some. Give me a
Read
second.
End of Life #1 from Vertigo that FOC'd yesterday. So that's the new Kyle Starks book
Oh, nice.
about a hitman who basically gets a hit put out on him and then has to go live with his father who hates him. Spectacular. Good book. Good book.
It feels like Kyle's maybe pulling from his own life, but okay, that's fair. It's
Oh, that was a
I'm
book
not
I read
saying he did.
recently.
I don't know anything about that. I'm just riffing.
I read his Wrestle Heist. That was good. Kyle
Oh.
Starks' other Image book.
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
yeah. I've got that on my list.
Yeah.
We got producer Kyle is here to tell us what his book.
Yeah. So
He
I
was
was
in the
really against this book
Uh-huh.
because half of the covers looked like it should be a Constantine book, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. And then I read it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is incredible! This is the stuff that I will say. This End of Life to me reminds me of what Vertigo was before they ruined Vertigo, before they brought it back to Time Before Last. Like
Right.
Vertigo in the '90s when it was just every issue was impeccable. This reminds me of that. Like the art, like it feels like Mike Drinkenberg or Sam Keith or so, like very heavily influenced by those guys who were clearly on a different plane of what they do with pencils. You know, like it just every bit of it felt like classic vintage Vertigo, and absolute home run, 100%. If you didn't order enough, order more.
Yeah. There's no reason not to because I ordered bundles and the bundles were based off of what your orders were for the Ice Cream Man team's Superman book, the Kryptonite one. I forget what it's called.
Right.
But yeah,
But
the bundles were like,
it's a no-brainer.
yeah, absolutely. Bundles are the way to go, people. Bundles
I'm
are
all
the
about
new
bundles.
returnable.
We're gonna be talking a
All
lot
about
about bundles. Bundles are the new returnable. Hey,
Heck
Brian,
yeah.
before we get into the meat of the week, can we talk about this note from Titan? It's a good question that Jeremy has,
Yeah.
and I think we could build something. I think you have actually built something like this. Am I wrong?
We will have that out as soon as Comic Previews formally launches. We're finishing up our customer facing tools on Comic Previews, but our goal is that we have on the front page of Comic Previews right now a new releases. I'm just fine tuning the algorithm of how these things show up. Right now they show up alphabetically, so Archie is getting everything, but the algorithm is going to be based on sales or pre-order velocity. So as things get more ordered, they're going to show up kind of higher. But yeah, we will have this guy available very, very soon. And it'll be just like a JavaScript widget you can throw on your website, just like the old Diamond days. So yeah, you can look forward to that very, very soon. Yeah, of course you
I
can
like
link it, include it on your site. Yep, absolutely. It'll be
Look at
one of
that,
those little
Jeremy.
embeddable things.
You ask and we answer, and it's coming. It's as simple as that. I mean, honestly, you know what? For the rest of you, what you should be learning is you should be in the chat. If you're just watching, if you're just lurking, you should be in the chat. We can probably solve this problem immediately.
Absolutely, yeah. You just ask it, and I'll just say we're going to work on it.
I like.
Maybe by the end of the show, I'll have it done. Who knows?
Listen,
All right,
all
Brian,
this
I need
stuff
you to
is so
build
much
a
harder than you
website.
think it is. What?
Brian, I need you to build a website that just funnels poutine across the border to my house.
Damn it.
It's not that far. It's only about 40 miles.
Do you know how?
Willy
Right, I'll
Wonka
do
had
it.
this technology many decades ago, and here we are waiting, Brian.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's fair. I'll get it done. Guys.
All right. We got about 5 minutes. I want to hear what Blake read.
Yeah, I was going to pull him up.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I can't
Blake,
stop
what'd you
myself
read?
from being a host. I can't.
Sort of new, but new to me. I picked up the first 3 volumes of the summer Hikaru died, and it's like really beautiful and sad and creepy, and it's like Junji Ito weird sometimes, and I'm really digging it. I got the idea from one of the last shows on here. Django and Jeff were talking about boys love manga, which this isn't boys love, but it's like it's like they let it play in the reindeer games, right? Sort of. So it's like I'm checking it out, and it's like it's way more. It's like equally creepy and touching. It's different. It's very different. Digging it.
I love it. That's amazing.
It's not where I thought this was going, and I love that about you, Blake. Absolutely.
Well, I'm also reading. I also picked up the Absolute V for Vendetta, so I'm reading that for like it's very comfort and just kind of feels at home right now, right? So it's just like a comfort read. Anyway, the new edition's beautiful though. It's like, anyway.
We have a very special guest. It's the dog who lived.
Yay!
Who is back to 100%
Hey!
craziness. Right?
Oh,
You back to 100% craziness? Yeah. The dog
we did
who
wake up
lived.
this morning. I want to apologize to the person who said that we don't talk about enough comics industry stuff in this pre-show banter, but we did wake up this morning to dog puke all over the kitchen. So.
I was thinking about Absolute Batman because we're supposed to talk about comic books.
Yeah, let's go.
Last night on my show, I had a bunch of the Sam Keith
Max?
No, Batman's, but then it was who came after him? Kelly
Jones.
Kelly
Yeah.
Jones, yeah. And there's that issue where Batman is just beating the crap out of a guy with a stick with 2 nails through the end of it.
Yeah.
I want Absolute Batman to have a stick with 2 nails through the end of it and see what that character can do with that weapon. Just throwing it out there.
I think that would just be
Scott
a throwaway
Snyder, call
scene,
me.
honestly. You just grab it.
No, like the hammer
beat
breaks and he's like, I've got a stick with 2 nails and some stuff to do. Like, let's go.
I love it. Okay, you gotta go. You're not a guest anymore. Okay, we've had
Can
enough
I
dog
point
time.
out another chat real quick? Tommy, this is for all of you. This is how you should all be treating your life. There should be an alert on your phone that says we're about to go live. If you aren't, what are you doing? What are you even doing with your day? I mean, seriously, thank you, Tommy.
This dedication. I love it.
Thanks for being here. All right. Hey, Blake, are we going to give stuff away? We should do that after we go live, I guess. We can start the show. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me right now? I just changed.
You're real quiet.
Slow.
Real quiet.
Low.
How about now?
There you go. There you go.
Much better.
This is a great time to do that.
Better?
Yeah, we've been talking about doing sound checks mid-show, but
We should do that every show from now on.
Sorry. No, I just realized that I was using my AirPods and then I had the mic up here, but I didn't. Sorry, I'm terrible.
It's much
I'm terrible
warmer.
host.
Just a lower volume. That's all. Yeah.
Well, I can crank it. I just didn't.
Give us a
Well,
bit. What do you got?
Don't
Give me
crank
more.
it,
How's
but
that? Would you like?
We
tell
can
me
take
when.
Coach.
Tell me when.
Send it.
Tell me when.
Send it.
I'm sending.
now is your audio
Thomas
and
is
your
still a little
face
quiet.
attached?
Here you go. How's this? Am I getting better?
Still pretty
How's
quiet.
this? How are we? Am I
This
closer?
feels like I'm at the eye doctor.
Am I closer to being? Is it
Camera one,
number,
camera
number
two.
one or number
Camera
two?
one,
Number
camera
one.
two.
They're the same thing.
I'm blind. What do you expect? I can't see anything.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we are using this time to make sure that we give plenty of good content before we get started.
This is what I call banter. Yeah.
This is right here. This
is that behind the scenes stuff.
podcast.
What
is what they say.
usually happens behind the scenes.
This is some BTS stuff right here.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, Tommy says
Right.
you're almost there. I feel like if you can go 20% up, but we do need to hit the button and go.
We do need to hit the button. All right,
Pushing
we're
it so loud now.
Oh. Hey, Joe. I was really expecting Brian to be doing this intro. What the hell? I do it every week. Why should I be doing it today?
Take him off the screen, Blake. Get him off of here. Get him. Put him away. There we go. All right, folks. It's Brian. I am your host this week because Adam is actually our guest. That's right. We are going to be talking all about Comics the Magazine. It's Comics the Magazine dash the Comics Industry Insiders live episode. And that means that I need to bring on my co-host. Man, I love saying that. Mr. Adam Freeman.
Oh, hey. Oh,
how's it going?
How does this work? Is this microphone okay?
Should I think
switch? I can switch if you want. I got a couple
I don't know if I'm hot. Am I cold? What am I right now? Because my interface says that I'm running red. So I don't know.
Hey, buddy. How we doing?
Holy mackerel. This has been a week, buddy. This has been a doozy.
Oh, already. And it's Gabe, who's going to join us a little bit later, as he said to me, we do this every week this year. We've gone, what is going on with this week? It's just been unrelenting, right?
You know, I realized a while ago that I have like, my life is on such a nice edge right now that if you add anything to it, I get completely overwhelmed. So, for example, let's say that you just throw, I don't know, 2 feet of snow every day at me, every day for the last 7 days. That's just enough to tip it over the edge and make everything that much harder.
That is correct. Having just dealt with 1.5 feet. And you know what they don't tell you? They say it's 1.5 feet of snow. But they don't tell you that every square foot that you interact with in your yard, sidewalk, driveway, all has that same 1.5 feet of snow.
That's correct, yeah. And they also don't tell you that at some point there's nowhere to put the snow. There's so much snow and I don't know where to put it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I can't put it on top of the snow because the snow's already as hot. Yeah. Yeah. But we're not here to talk about snow.
No, we're not here to talk. This is not about snow.
We're going to talk about comics.
Let's do it. I think we have some comics to talk about. I think we have a magazine about comics to talk about. Yeah.
Heck yeah, we do. Yeah, let's light this candle, as you kids like to say. By the way, I noticed in the mirror today that I'm becoming more and more fuzzy every day. It's like I've gone from like 4K to like 2K to now I'm barely 1080p because like just the hair is growing in and I'm not.
I've got a mane growing. I understand completely.
So yeah, this week's episode is the world's greatest comics greatest FOC special because Comics the Magazine is on FOC this coming Monday. And I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'll be honest. I've had a nervous tummy for about a week. It's really happening. It's really happening. This is something we've been working on. We've been working on this for, in many ways for several years, but really solidly for a year. And the fact that we're finally able to put it in, I'm sorry. Blake is saying we don't talk enough about the weather. Thank you, buddy.
Well, we're taking care of that this week.
Yeah, we got it. We have so much going on. We just announced our issue 2 cover, which is crazy exciting. We're going to be talking about that. We just announced 48 pages of content in the first issue. 48 pages, and somewhere that sound you hear is Rico Renzi crying just a little bit. He's a very sort of placid individual, but I think 48 pages might put him over the edge. But man, are we looking?
I can't believe you're burying you're burying our lead already. You tell everyone about the second issue cover. You tell everyone that it's 40. Yeah. Well, all right, everyone. Thanks for coming.
No, we're not. You kidding me? And that's just the tease of what's coming. That's the tease.
All right. Well, this is what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to do some hard-hitting headlines. We're going to do our market share report. We're going to do our FOC orders about Comics the Magazine, and there's probably a couple little surprises in here. So let's just get right to it.
We might have some special guests. We might have some surprises. Hey, I know what this is. You know what this is.
Before we start, we're gonna pull it up for a second here. Comicpreviews.com is where you can go to find the latest issue of Comics the Magazine and to find all the information about it. And it is the place where you will find the cover for issue number 2 already, because we have the data.
Look at that.
So yeah, you should definitely go to comicpreviews.com. I keep saying comicspreviews.com because of Comics the magazine. It's killing me.
I know.
Go to comicpreviews.com. Check out the next big thing. Next week, when we are back, I'm going to show people a little giveaway that we're going to give at Comics Pro that anybody can pick up if they come to our booth on Thursday. I believe it's the 19th, February 19th. But you'll also be able to find that same giveaway at the Toronto Comic Con in March and other places. So yeah, go use that QR code right now, kids.
Exciting! Oh, that's so
Right?
exciting.
Tell
Let's
me
talk
about
about
this.
this. So we're going to be talking. We're going to hit this again at the end of the show. But for those of you that are, yeah, I know we're going to do the giveaway.
Yeah, let us.
You know what? Let's do it here. Let's do
Okay.
it right now. If you are in this and you're a retailer, I want you to go to info at comicsthemagazine.com right now. Drop us in an email. We will get you registered for our retailer roundtable at the end of this week, where we're going to be giving away stuff, but we're also going to be showing you real behind the scenes stuff of how we're building this. I know that many of you have questions about, what does a price guide look like in this day and age? What is are we going to be using this as a tool that you can have in your stores? Should you be giving it away we're going to answer all those questions. We're going to answer some of them in today's show, but all that is going to be at the retailer roundtable. If you are in our chat right now and you have not done, as I see Jeremy and Jamie and our friends at Stronghold, why couldn't I remember what I see your logo every day in my Discord, by the way. Good job on that logo. If you have not already put #insiders in the chat, you really should. We're going to give away one of these zeros that I haven't checked in a while, but last time I saw it was still going for $80 on eBay. So you should, basically we're sending you an $80 bill. I think that's it is an American currency, and we're going to give you a full set of these trading cards that we made for Comic Industry Insiders, not Comics Industry Insider. I know that's confusing. Comic Industry Insiders, our podcast where we talk every week to people behind the scenes of the comic book industry, and we're putting that together. So yeah, are we adding a fun item this week? Yeah, we're always adding a fun item. I don't know what it is yet. That's that's why. But yes, there will be something fun. We're going to be giving stuff away. We want you involved in this.
Look at this. I have a plan for issue 1 that involves FCBD and using it to help launch the card shop I'm at as a full. Yes, Tommy. Yes.
I'm just saying you wouldn't be the only one. I've heard from some of the biggest retailers in comics saying, look, this is about the same price I'm paying for a free comic book day book.
Yep.
So I'm just going to give this away.
Yep.
I'm not saying you should, but I'm absolutely saying you should. Because, again, this is designed for people to help people fall in love with comics. That's our goal, really.
When we get talking about the bundles and stuff later, I'm going to tell you a decision that my partner and I came up with today. So
I'm excited.
We'll get there later, but let's get back to our headlines.
All right, let's go. Look at that. Look at that cover.
We're going to, man, I just harshed your buzz pretty hard there.
I was enjoying the cover.
Enjoy your cover.
I was enjoying the destroy of Battle Beast. But let's get into it.
Who's the art for this cover by?
I want to say is it not Ryan Alley?
Is it Alley? Yeah, I wasn't positive.
Yeah, I believe it
awesome.
is.
So there was it's weird because a news article hit yesterday, but it sounds like Sal Buscema passed away last week, and the news is just getting out this week. So yeah, unfortunately, Sal Buscema, long time, very, very, very famous Marvel artist. I think was he not one of the artists of the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way? Am I crazy on that? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so. He, for those, he was, Incredible Hulk, probably his most famous run. He kind of redefined what Kirby defined, but in that same way that Ryan Otley is so visceral, he really did that. Obviously he had made his place on Spectacular Spider-Man and Thor and Avengers of Fantastic. Basically he was Marvel in that sort of not rebuilding, but continuing to build off of what what Stan and Jack were doing. I mean, he was just an enormous influencer. Also, you know, not to mention his contributions at the Kubert School. He's given a lot to comics, so we are very much in his debt. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sal.
Yeah.
Wherever you're hearing this from, thank you for the industry that we get to be in.
Rest in power, as they say.
Yeah. I'm sorry, this is just from Joe. He would know that the CTM number code, it was oddly Enrico Renzi. The hard-hidden headlines art was someone else. Well, then tell us who it was. That's not helpful.
There you go. We have a really, really exciting announcement to make that on the Comics Industry Insiders New Year's show, we had people make their Yule brags and their predictions. And the first official prediction to come true is none other than Philip Sablik of Ignition Press's prediction that they would be, I don't even know if he said the first, but they would have a television show on air about one of their comics, The Beauty, which was originally, I think it was published by Image, but Jeremy Hahn's The Beauty is been reprinted by Ignition, and it is the #1 series on Hulu right now.
I believe it. You know, they did some casting to get that done. Yeah. I keep looking at it and go, is it time? No, it's not time for me to start it yet, but I will.
I'm watching tonight. I'm gonna watch the first of the 3 episodes tonight. We were gonna do it last night, and then we dug Snow instead because it's more fun than.
Hey, I want to just do something in the chat real quick. I am agreeing right now with Geek Out 8682, whomever you are. Megan, why did you not join the pre-show banter? Why, if you are hearing this and you're available, you should be on. You're part of Comics the Magazine. Let's have you in as the guest when we start talking.
Too busy working.
I know she's our head of ops, and she gets fun. She is. I mean, we work her to death as we work ourselves to death. But you know, still, you got to come on and brag a little. So anyway, Megan, if you're available, jump in and we'll bring you in.
Watch
more gory than expected. What do you think? It's Jeremy Hahn, Tommy. I mean, if they're making it anything close to a Jeremy Hahn comic, it's going to be gory. Anyway,
that's so good. All right, up next. This is the best because sometimes I don't even remember what our next. Oh, the 24 Free Comic Book Day titles have been announced on freecomicbookday.com. You'll find titles from Ablaze, Amp, Archie, AWA, DC, Dynamite, Image, Vault, and then simultaneously Penguin Random House is doing Comic Giveaway Day, which also has a bunch of things like Marvel, Boom. I think it's just because the whole kind of purchasing of FCBD was right. It was just so up to the line there. So I think they had probably had their plans in. But it's all on the same day. It's all May 2nd.
I think so too. And then
you can.
It's all going to be on Free Comic Book Day. I can tell you just from having talked to the guys at Universal, I don't think they're in any way like. I don't think this was in any way a people flexing on each other. I think this was just really just people had started building their plans, and then you know it was all down to the line. I will say, how much do you love seeing that Recca logo right there? So my water bottle, right? I love seeing that. Right here.
That's pretty great. And if you want to see the full list of titles, you can go pop over to freecomicbookday.com, and it shows you the full list of titles that have been announced so far. And I assume that these will grow over time if there's more added. Pretty exciting.
I'm going to do this every time somebody says anything in the chat about it, so I'm just going to keep bringing it up. We had this guy at a convention, a retailer, who keeps stopping me, and he keeps saying, less Adam, more Megan. I don't disagree, but, you know, she also says she's shy. Whatever. Right, carry on.
Okay. Moving on. That's
more Brian, too, basically. Less Adam. I'm fine with that, too.
Ultimate Marvel Comics has ended, and yesterday Marvel announced that Ultimate Marvel Comics is being reborn in May. So,
all I have to say is thank God they're finally putting out some plans. Like that is the thing we've been missing. We really need a strong We need a strong Marvel. Like, we have such a strong DC right now. Image is doing some really great stuff. We need a strong Marvel that is kind of being the counterpoint to that, and we haven't really had it. Like, it really needs it. So
yeah, I agree. I think a lot of these plans are going to get unveiled at Comics Pro in like 3 weeks.
I think so too,
because they've already, like, some stuff is leaking out, which, by the way, that drives me insane that they start leaking stuff like this now with no data available. Like, I just got an email from one of my customers saying, I'd like to sign up for Absolute Green Arrow. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, DC announced that they're launching an Absolute Green Arrow. Why, guys? Like, the book industry has this right. They have a listing for the next George R.R. Martin book now. You can pre-order a book 10 years ago that's not been released. Give us just a taste.
Okay, but I'm going to push back on this. I'm going to push back just a tiny bit. All right.
Okay.
The book industry has people like Bowker and other systems that allow you to enter your metadata ahead of time, because you have to put it in a year ahead of time because you're selling 3 seasons from now whenever you go to the book market.
Yeah.
So where is our site as publishers where we can enter that metadata now, Brian? Where is it? So that we can then announce it.
So we're going to talk about the numbers now, because I am not prepared to have that conversation, Adam. We will talk about let's talk about this exciting story, the numbers.
So you're getting
numbers. You're getting sales numbers from 98 stores in various markets right now.
Yeah.
Soon to be over 500 stores.
Yeah.
In the very, very near future, about the same time that I can talk more about the other thing that you were asking about. But yeah, this is exciting.
It is.
What do the numbers look like right now? Okay, dude, something's going on with these numbers, because that is not what this chart looked like last week.
So these charts are weekly numbers now. We are talking about the top 400. They're sold in comic shops each week.
Right.
Which means that anytime that you have new data, anytime we do these lists, whoever had the biggest book that week is going to take the top spot. And Marvel always does such a, they do what they do, where they put out multiple covers of any given book,
Right.
So if you vamp for a minute, I'll bring up that list and we can talk about why this is.
Absolutely. I'm actually doing a quick look myself at what came out last week. I was just going to go to one of my various websites and just pull up last week's things and just remember, because I don't actually remember what came out last week.
I know. I'm honestly, this is one of the pieces where I said, do we need somebody on to talk about this who actually has looked at these numbers?
Well, it's an Amazing Spider-Man week. That's why, because Amazing Spider-Man is Captain America, which is doing really, really well. Daredevil, Fantastic Four, which is doing quite well. Hulk smash everything, and it was Inglorious X-Force came out last week. Yeah, that was a pretty darn good week for Marvel, I gotta admit.
Yeah, and that's with Absolute Batman actually taking the top spot, right? I mean, Batman Annual took the top spot in this data for sale. Yeah,
that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Well, I think the next printing came out and is still selling that.
Yeah, the second printing came out last week. You're correct.
So I can tell you, we're not reporting this part yet, but I can tell you that according to the data we're seeing, average store sold about 18 copies of Absolute Batman Annual and 16 copies of Amazing Spider-Man. So, I mean, that just says something about Batman too, that they are continually jumping on it.
Say that number of Absolute Batman again.
18 copies on average.
The second printing of Absolute Batman sold an average of 18 copies.
That's correct. Out of the 98 stores reporting. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
A few other things I'm just going to skim through here. Exquisite Corpses coming in at number 8. Exquisite Corpses number 9 came in at number 8. What else do we have? What is really of note here? Absolute Batman number 1. Still in the top 20. Number 17, still selling.
10th printing came out last week, so that also probably helped to.
Yeah,
move up
average
those
of 9
numbers.
copies per store. We should
Yep.
start reporting these average. I think this works.
Yeah, it's
Actually.
an interesting number.
Red Coat in at number 27. Star Wars in at number 9. Let's see. Let me see. Transformers in at number 34. Yeah. Oh, I remember my favorite one was The Future Is number 9, coming in at number 300. So
Nice.
we were talking about that on last week's show. It's that is actually exceeding its previous issue. So
I'm going to call a shot. I'm going to say next week's numbers are going to be hugely in DC's favor, because this week we got Absolute Batman number 16, Absolute Flash number 11, Absolute Martian Manhunter, and Absolute Wonder Woman. First appearance of Absolute.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's just going to be like, yeah, okay, nobody else. And counter that though, Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1 came out. So I mean, it might not be cut and dry, but yeah, this week was stupidly large in terms of just overall volume.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It's like everybody jammed everything in this week.
That's coming. It should be noted, other pieces on here. Bad Idea, my alma mater, coming in at number 9 on this market share list. Ignition, always like seeing them.
Yeah.
Again, these are just single issues in comic shops, the comic shops reporting. So 98 stores. Yes, Brian, all of these listings I'm talking about, do include all of the covers for that particular issue. So we aggregate those together to give you like where it ranks. We can't really, I mean, we could talk about individual covers, but to me, that's just not interesting. Covers are basically a marketing tool to push the overall title, to my mind.
Sure.
Feel free. Someday we'll give you like deep dives on lots, but we'll want to make sure that it's over a large enough cohort that it actually means something. Right now, it doesn't mean something until you start reducing them a little bit.
I'll tell you too, predominantly you're going to see the A cover is 95% of these things. Sure. So.
Until they start putting poly bags on B covers, I think that's going to be, it's going to be it. So, yeah. Anyway, fascinating. We're continuing to work on this. We're continuing to develop this too. I do want the Jeremy list as well. We're going to find ways. We're actually building right now a tool for retailers that want to participate, who are not in the POS systems that we're working with, will be able to contribute their data as well. So our goal is to get, closer to a, 1,000 store. That would be I would love 1,000 store cohort at some point. I think we're going to get there.
Yeah,
so,
we might get there sooner than we care to.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go see how it goes.
We kind of need people to slow down a little bit right now. Sorry. I see when I can put on my clothes. Let's just slow down, can't we?
Just give it a beat. Just give it a minute. Let's go.
And Titans is in Comic Shop Assistant, which is one of the.
Oh well, then there you go. So yeah, the sales were so different that you averaged out, my friend. It happens.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely. So this is a little.
Yeah, what is this?
This is a little post. Just because folks are always talking. We see chatter online about this kind of thing, and in the world of comics, you often hear people say data should be free, but those same people do not realize how much time, effort, and money. And as somebody who's just sunk significant dollars into this kind of stuff, making that data good, normalized, and with actionable insights is not cheap. So yes, you're right. Some people are charging for data. However, let me just say, Adam ain't one of those people. Because if you sign up to the Prana Bullet, and I'm sorry to do your own ad read for you, but if you sign up to the Prana Bullet on Fridays, you get this really cool little PDF that has the top 400 items. So this data is as free as it possibly could be. And it is sorted already. Adam and his team have done a crap load of work to make that data normalized. So your cost for that is your email address. Yes, there is a cost to it. Give him your email address. Then you get this data. That is a good transaction. And if you don't like that transaction, Don't complain about data not being free because it practically is.
Well, I still don't entirely know what we're talking about here.
That's
but
okay.
Yeah,
you don't need to. Just know that I get heated sometimes, and I go to the mattresses for my friends when they're doing the right thing, and I read stuff like that, and I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, Jimmy. Sit down, and we will let you know. No, sorry,
all right. Well, Jimmy,
awful.
I don't know what Jimmy's been saying, how he's been getting you heated up, but I can say that you know what we do. I've been working on trying to create some sort of real sales data list now since before Diamond went out of business, frankly.
Yeah.
I always felt like they were, no offense to the guys who were taking the Diamond data and extrapolating, but I always had problems with the extrapolations methods. And I always wanted to have like very real numbers that we could be reporting. And so that was part of why I got involved with another POS system. That was actually one of the major reasons I got involved with that POS system. It's how you and I first met, was talking about that. It's how, we got Django involved. Like my first conversation about CSA was, all right, so let's talk about sales data. So we put a lot of time, effort, and, I don't want to say how much money. I don't really want to know how much money we put into this, but I can tell you, yes, data is not free. It's just not. Like anything that you do involves some sort of effort and energy putting it together, even if it's just as simple as collating the data that's available. Even that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Like this is no small problem. And anybody who thinks it's an easy fix just hasn't spent enough time looking at it. There's a naivete that happens when you believe that you understand how the system works. And you don't actually understand how the system works. And that, it's unfortunate. I didn't know it was going to be this hard when I started. I probably wouldn't have started if I did. So, yeah.
The best thing you ever said to me once was, we do these things not because they're easy, but because we thought that they would be easy. And every time I'm working on something at 2:30 in the morning, that goes through my head.
It's most everything I do every single day.
Brian Fudge, I appreciate you so much. I joined the Facebook groups. They're full of trolls. Now, the thing is, I've heard this outside of Facebook groups as well. But yeah.
I see.
It's not the only place I hear it.
Okay, well, yeah. Knowing the folks in some of those groups, I understand how this happens. I don't take any of it personally. So there you go. It's I appreciate what you're saying, Brian. Long since moved past it. When they don't like me, that usually means they're paying attention. So
yeah, that means that I'm doing something right. And that's the way I usually am. But just sometimes I see something like that, and I'm just like, if you knew how much blood, sweat, and tears we're literally spending behind the scenes, you would not say a damn thing about this. Also, the numbers that you're currently using as sales numbers are, and you can quote me on this, and please blast this all over the internet, statistically irrelevant. The ones that famous websites are using right now are as statistically irrelevant as something possibly can. And when I see people put entire news articles over the fact that DC's in the toilet, and you're like, it's based on 12 stores. Who cares? Like, honestly, sorry.
And that's actually, I think, I can't speak to anything except that when I was working at that place, we were only able to report. We talked about this on another show. We were only able to report on about 10% of the users. So take the number of users from that particular service and figure out 10%, and that's what they're reporting. So, yeah. It's anyway. Here it is. Yeah.
But you know what? We are here to talk about something fun, because comics are supposed to be fun, and you and your team, which I'm a part of, and I'm so proud to just like be able to play in the sandbox with you guys, have created something that I think is fun and desperately needed, and that's the world's greatest FOC special for Comics the Magazine.
I will say there was a morning, as often happens, there was a morning that I woke up with a solution to a problem, and I think everybody else is going to go, that's real dumb. And this particular instance, I said, we've been trying to figure out the name of this book. It was ZCN, and for a while we called it XCN. And we had this weird mechanic for restarting it. And I just said, why don't we just call it what it is? Everybody loved it. Yeah.
Why don't we start there? Because that's a good point. Like this this came out of the ashes of ZCN, Zdarsky News, Zdarsky
Zarski's Comic News. Yeah. I might have a copy. Yeah, here's a copy right here. Zdarsky Comic News. This was something that was started by Chip Zdarsky early last year.
18 months ago.
18 months ago. And he started this thing really basically as a joke and as a marketing material for his own, for his own books, because he's putting out a lot of stuff. And the origin story, you know what? Can we bring up somebody else to tell the origin story? Because I'm tired of telling it. And he does such a much better job of it. Can we bring Joe Keating to the screen? Because
yes,
you know what? When I start telling it and I hear the recording later, I think, who is that squeaky guy who just loves to hear the sound of his own voice? And then the mellow cowboy tones of Joe Keating come in, and then my whole, like, it just regulates my nervous system. So
I don't think I even told you this, but the first time I ever heard Joe's voice when we were like talking about something, I was like, that dude needs to be on podcast. That guy needs to lead a podcast. He's got such a good voice for this. Yeah. Tell us a story, Joe. Just sit back.
How did this happen? Oh, he's on mute.
This is the best. This is good radio right here, folks.
All of that lead up,
Right,
all that
right.
lead up to the tone of his voice, and his mic doesn't work. Oh, now he's literally on
Joe's pushing buttons. His mute is off. He's still muted.
Say something.
He's
All right,
still
I'm going to tell
muted.
this story while you work this out. So all right. So about you can nod while you do that. So for about, I want to say about 6 months or so, we have this guy who is in our lives, a man named Jason Blanchard. He's been on the show before. In many ways inspired a lot of what we do, including this live show, with what he does for Black Hills Information Security and now for Recca Comics. He kept saying to me, you need to make Wizard Magazine. We need Wizard Magazine back. We need it. And the thing is that he is by profession what's known as a hacker, which means that he does a lot of what's called social engineering, which is basically manipulating people to get them to do what you want them to do.
Right.
So he was, Joe, you feel free to jump in anytime I can hear you. Still no? Oh, no. Okay. So no, it's not going to work. You want to jump out and come back in? Okay. Anyway, so Jason and I were, we're going back and forth, and I kept saying, I don't want to run a magazine.
Right.
So we do. He keeps working on me over and over and over again, and then I started having these other conversations with. I can actually say it now. I've been telling this story for a while and not using names, but Tim Lanahan pulls me up and says, we need something that gets people excited about comics. Right. We need something that gets people right now, everything that's about comics is just talking about industry behind the scenes stuff. And that's not getting people excited. We need something that gets people excited.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. He goes, you should do Wizard Magazine. I'm like, why does everybody keep saying that? And I don't want to do Wizard Magazine. So I did this. There were 2 more times with people doing this conversation, and this is not about them saying me. They just know I like to build stuff inside of our industry. So, I'm the guy who raises his hand. Anyway,
yes. Oh, thank God, Joe. Yes.
Oh,
all right. Now let's get, now we can talk origin stories.
Now cowboy tone. Here it comes.
Now, where do we get Joe into this conversation? Where does Joe slide in?
So what Adam didn't know was Jason Blanchard was also talking to me this whole time. This is before Recca. This is at least before the future is. And Jason and I get on the phone at least once a week and we talk, and Jason would just constantly say, "Hey, dude, have you read Wizard lately? You should read Wizard. Man, Wizard's cool." And then he started doing this thing where it's like, "I'm gonna start buying Wizard. You should start buying Wizard. We'll talk about the Wizards we buy." I was like, "Okay, all right, sure." We talk and we'd did you get one that was sealed and you could smell it and still smells like the 90s, like dust and AOL CDs,
Yeah.
And anyway, so then there was, they do a hacking fest, this cybersecurity company Jason's part of. They had Adam and I out, talk about the future is. And there, Adam and I both realized that Jason was working on both of us simultaneously about starting a comics magazine. Got the same reaction. I was like, I don't have time. I've got a family. I've got other stuff. Not really my priorities right now. I don't want to be the guy handling the business end of things. Like maybe editorial would be fun, but I don't want to watch it. So I didn't realize he was working on the guy who can handle the business end the entire time.
So about that
That's
time,
amazing.
I'm at New York Comic Con I think it was right after that Hack Fest.
Right, yeah.
And I'm at New York Comic Con, and I get introduced to Chip Zdarsky I think is the first time. He reminds me later that we talked other times. But I say, listen, I'm such a fan of your work, but I'm really right in the second. I'm really a fan of ZCN. I think it's something that we really need. I hope you can build that out. Like, and I told him a brief version of what I just told you. And he says, it's funny you say that. I really love doing this. I just need somebody to handle business end. So, somebody to deal with distributors and printers and advertisers and that sort of thing. And so I just, all right, fine. That part I can do. All right. Just as long as I'm not the one who's having to write checks. So, yeah.
So if I can just interrupt, that time was perfect too, because at the time, ZCN was being distributed solely by Diamond. But
Correct.
During that time, you forged relationships with Lunar. And so then it started getting carried by both. And there, now I'll let you.
I think it worked out. Yeah. So a takeover, that's February of that following year after the Hack Fest we're talking about. And we were able to figure out how to make it a profitable venture. And then in the following October, I want to say it was, Joe, if that fits your timeline.
Yeah, it's about right.
I said, he came to me and said, look, I need to step it down. The December, it might've been earlier now, it might've been in September.
Yeah.
I have to step back from this. I think at the end of the year, we're going to be done. And so we're like, all right, well, that was fun, and then there was a moment where Joe and I are talking and we're talking through this and we realized, we really do need this.
Mm-hmm.
As an industry, we really need this. Tim Lanahan was right. We need something that is getting people excited about comics, especially now when people are coming into comic shops for the first time in droves. Like, we need something that transitions them from being just sort of one or two titles to like the thing that caught all of us that are on this screen, right?
Yeah.
That moment where you go, oh, this is a part of my life now.
Mm-hmm.
And we all had Wizard. We all had that like tool that said, this is the culture, this is your guide. And that this generation didn't have that. And so to cut a long story short, it's coming out in March.
Yes.
And it's 48 pages.
48 pages.
Yes. That's so exciting. I'm so pumped to see it. I can't wait to see it. We keep talking about that Dogman generation that has grown up with Scholastic book fairs and things. And, one of the key pieces of the Scholastic book fair has always been the Scholastic catalog. So these are kids who are trained to consume this stuff. When I see the old men shaking sticks, and again, this is going to be, inside baseball, who are saying this thing is doomed to fail, and you haven't seen these things, but I just think you people just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And what you don't know is that there's an entire generation that is hungry for this stuff and that wants to be shown what the culture is. And the other thing is, like, we're not pop culture anymore. We are the culture. We are the thing that wags the dog, right? Like, I'm so excited about
word you're looking for. Yeah.
The tail that wags the dog. Whatever we are, we're the thing that makes the dog shake. I want to take, just if you don't mind taking the hosting reins for just a moment, but can I just say, I want to bring in our head of sales and sponsorships, Mr. Gabe Yoakum, if for no other reason than I want to watch you the vibration that happens when I ask Joe this question. Okay. You ready? All ready, Gabe? All right. You don't have to say it. All right, buddy. Joe, tell me, why Comics the Magazine and why now?
Because it's time. It's time for a lot of reasons, Like, if you don't believe us on this, here's a fact. One of my favorite things, and the reason we expanded this magazine from 32 to 48, Gabe was already dying.
Wow.
That intensity is real. But anyway, in the Batman article, executive editor Chris Conroy, dude who knows what he's talking about, confirms everything we've been saying. He's seen it. on the front lines with the #1 book in the industry. The way they're marketing this book, the way they're selling this book is not the way stuff was done years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an interesting challenge here because it's not like he was pointing out. It's like, well, it used to be every comic was someone's first comic, which, you know, I'm sure there's still truth to. But like these people read Dogman, they read manga, whatever. But you notice with those two titles, they didn't really do it in the direct market for the most part. It's true. Direct market was a big component, but they probably got them from classic book fairs. And now they're coming to comic shops.
Yeah.
And also, I think people just want a centralized place. It's one thing every month. There's no comment section. There's a letters column, but there's no comment section. You can just find out about, well, okay, what's in shops right now? I want to, what are your picks? What can I go get right now? You know, it's like there needs to be an additional step. And I will say, like, look, we all love Wizard. We've got a stack of them here, but this is going to operate a little bit differently, you know, in a good way for what this new generation is and what they're looking for. Like, it's just time, you know?
100%.
Gabe, you doing all right, buddy?
Look, you threw me into a coughing fit immediately, but ultimately, I think what we have to remember is that we all started as comic book fans, and I love the Scholastic Book Fair comparison because I think the first time I walked into a comic shop in Valparaiso, Indiana, I remember looking at my mom and going, "It's like the book fair."
Yeah.
That's what a comic shop is, and that's what comics should be, and it should all feel good. And you know, there shouldn't be, you know, we'll find a reason to argue about anything, right? Like, we're human. But what we don't need to argue about is that comics, I almost cursed really badly there. Comics rule, man. Comics rule. And like, this is what this is. And, you know, little inside baseball here. We talked about moving from 32 pages to 48 pages. That happened in like the last day and a half, everybody. Like, this is a living, breathing thing that we're building. And this first issue has dictated that we have to be bigger because we have to be bigger. And comics is bigger than 32. But I'm so excited about this. I can't even tell you. And to be working with people that are as excited about it as I am makes this all so much cooler. And on top of everything else, from the sales side of things, the people I'm talking to about it, the people that are spending money to be a part of it are excited about it. And so, you know, I feel like you're going to be excited about it too. Like, it's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Joe, as Gabe mentions, this decision to go to 48 pages just happened, you know, like legitimately this week. Can you talk about, obviously Gabe and I know, Brian doesn't really know, like, what goes into that decision?
We got a lot of really good stuff. I mean, the truth of the matter is that a big part of it was the Batman Absolute article came in, and there was a lot of gold in there. And I was like, well, you can pare it down, you can make it a quick argue, do what everybody else does, or you can like have like curated access to the entire team that you don't normally see. It's like you could go watch 3-hour podcasts. I listen to them all the time, and that's great. But like, here's the team talking about things that I mean, the stuff like especially Chris Conroy talks about. I've not heard discussed in a major interview before. You know, in terms of development and sales and marketing and everything like that. Jim Rugg turned in this killer article about the history of comics magazines, and it's like it was all gold, you know. And the truth of the matter is, you know, like Gabe was pointing out, a lot of people have been paying to be in a magazine with ads, and that enables us to make that decision, you know.
100%. 100%. Awesome. There's a point where you just have to make the decision. Are we going to cut, or are we going to run this? And we just, you know, take the bull. I mean, you know, as the guy with the name or with the capital P in his title, I can tell you that the decision to go from 32 to 48 pages is no small investment. But once again, this has to work, right? We all really want this to work because it needs to be the thing that comic shops can rely on to help them do the work that they do every day, which is get people excited about this industry that we love. Can we? Oh,
yeah, I'm literally.
We had to
just
get
doing
Brian.
it right now.
We had to get Brian Fudge's ad in, by the way. It's
that too. Yes, thank you, Brian.
So yeah, do you guys want to go through some of the stuff that we're going to be seeing in Comics the Magazine? Do we want to
I
show
would love
people a preview?
I would love
Sure.
to. What do we have?
Well, just you wait.
Wait a
How
minute. Did we
about
clear any of this?
article
on.
with? No, I didn't clear any of this. I'm just opening things up. You tell me when I can't show something.
All right. Let's go.
How about an article with Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Talk to us about this, Joe.
I know she loves comics and I love the UFC. And so I thought it'd be interesting to actually talk to her about the love of comics. You know, like obviously people know about the book and it's out there and everything like that. But it's just like why specifically, like, you know, you're in terms of, you know, her what she does, she's one of the greatest of all time. Why you're interested in comics? And I thought she had some really interesting answers and recommended some really cool books. Like the fact that she was recommending Wolf and Cub, I thought was pretty awesome. But yeah, just wanted like the why of it, you know, I felt was misplaced, was not discussed enough, you know, when I saw the book announced initially. So
that's super exciting. And we've got the return of Chew.
Yeah, I made sure to snip that because I didn't want you to show the whole thing. But that's a little sneak preview of the first tier of the Chew comic there, featuring new Chew character Adam Freeman's first appearance.
If John Layman is listening, very funny, buddy. Very, very funny.
That's that rotten neighborhood bully, Adam Freeman.
Yeah, no, this was
mean.
uncalled for. I was
ran off with his fruit pie snack.
I think that fruit pie is far too processed for Adam to eat. I don't think this is based in reality at all.
Organic.
Look at these articles, guys. These look like Wizard Magazine, just like if Wizard Magazine had 2026's aesthetic. Like, this is so great.
Yeah,
it's
this one's
Stop it!
Dave Baker. This is
thank you,
Dave. You're the dog. Dave Baker talking about Sammy Markin's Blood of the Virgin. Again, like Dave Baker, comic book writer, really, really cool guy. He wanted to talk about a comic that he loved and share that with people. And so, yeah, he's talking about why. Like again, it's the why of things. I feel gets lost a lot online. So here's like why Dave loved this particular book. Why you should be checking it out. A book that may not have been seen by so.
Yeah, I will say one of the reasons that this was so much of this magazine is Joe's vision and Gabe and definitely Rico's vision for this. I want to put a flag in saying I said we need Dave Baker because I love that guy as a writer. I love him. I think his book Mary Tyler Moorcock is I think an achievement in our industry, and as a writer I've always loved his stuff. He did the thing for what's that the critics newspaper thing. He did this great piece on now I'm losing it. Anyway, I love his writing about comics, and he so delivered here. Incredible.
Awesome. Thought I was on mute, by the way. Sorry, everybody.
Stop it.
And the thing I'm super pumped about this, oh my gosh,
classifieds are here,
guys. Comics the Classifieds.
Adam, this is another page here. This one you were champion this guy for quite a while.
I think I was ready to blow this whole thing up if we didn't get classifieds. Listen. Here's what I think people don't understand is back in the old days before social media, this was social media. Classifieds in the back of every newspaper, in the back of every magazine, that was our social media. You would pay by the word and you would get a chance to say something to everybody in that audience. And people would use that opportunity to say all kinds of crazy shit. They would say, I saw you on the subway and the way you were reading that book, I just wish we had a chance to meet, but and then later that became Craigslist and then became the listings and all that. But it all began with the classifieds. And so in this day and age where social media is dying while we watch it do this colossal fiery death, why not go back to the thing that worked and create a moment, a place of community for us to all contribute and all be seen by each other and sell some shit, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are going to have a very exciting announcement about the classified very soon. We've got a very crazy plan for these. Also, there's a very good chance that you're going to find a certain apple juice company's ads, because I've heard that they are very interested in getting some classifieds in here.
You know,
Just what
I
I've
hear
heard.
they have
Just what I've
some
heard.
investors now, and they've been able to, you know, their
Listen,
ad
this is what
budget's
I've
increasing a little
heard.
bit. That's great to hear.
That,
Those
you
apple
know,
juice companies, they
Bob
can be
Murphy has
lucrative.
been really, really, really hitting the streets so that he can sell some extra apples and get a classified ad. And then finally, let us show.
Oh yeah,
Look at that.
Ah,
Look at that, you guys.
Yeah.
Even before number 1 hits the stands, you guys are already blowing it out of the water with number 2. How? What?
seriously, like
I think I've said this to you out loud, Adam.
Yeah.
And obviously Ryan Otley's art here is just impeccable from the start. But before I jumped on board with you guys and became part of this, I knew who Rico Renzi was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had no idea who Rico Renzi was until I started working with him. And this, I have such a sense of pride when I look at these 2 covers so far and go, yeah, my name's on this because of Rico's incredible work. Well, all of our work, but especially these covers that people see first. It's just, it gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it.
yeah, he's just got such a beautiful eye. He was, I mean, I've talked about, I think on this show about how, or maybe not, maybe it was a conversation that we had. For me, this whole piece came together in many ways like a almost like one of those Magnificent Seven movies, you know, where all the kind of, you know, the different villains kind of come together to make a super team, and suddenly it works, you know. For me, like Rico being in the add-on was such a big piece. But Gabe, I want to tell the story. We talked about Joe and I kind of putting this together. The way Gabe comes into this story, for me, is he reached out just randomly to say, hey, I love what you're doing with ZCN. I love what you're doing with Prana. I really want to be involved. And there was this light bulb moment, because like I realized that I could not do the magazine if I had to do the sales. Like there was no way for me to publish the magazine and do the work that we're doing and still be the sales guy who's going out on sales calls and pushing out into the world. And in that moment, I'm thinking, all right, who could I get? And, you know, it's a very short list, and Gabe was at the top of it. And he legitimately that day called or texted or whatever it was and said that. And for me, there's this, I said this earlier in front of Gabe. It was like the moment where Tom Hanks on Castaway sees the porta potty kind of float up onto the shore, and he goes, "Oh, I can make a boat." That's Gabe is my porta potty. When he showed up, I knew it was going to be happening. But I will tell you, when Rico agreed, that's when I knew this was going to be a hit.
So
Gabe
Rico's your Wilson. Rico's your Wilson.
Exactly.
It's really funny that you talk that way, because anytime my wife or anybody tells, I have this running joke that I always tell everybody. If somebody says, "Man, you're the best," or "Oh, you're great," I'll look at them square in the eye and I'll say, "Well, I'm a solid number 2." See, we even got poop jokes in Comics the Magazine.
No.
That's awesome.
Great question, Ray. Right now, yes. I'll be honest. Like, legitimately, this decision to go to 48 pages was very new, and not without some expense. I will say that many ways a magazine like this is dictated by the number of advertisers we get. So it really, honestly, depends a lot on how this effort is supported. We're going to find out next week how retailers ordered this, so we'll be able to make a lot of decisions about number 2. Currently, number 2 is 32 pages. But you know, let's see if we break Rico Renzi.
Well, this is where we are going to throw the challenge to everyone else. Because if you want the next issue to be 48 pages, if you want to break Rico Renzi, if you want to make Joe's life just a little bit worse, if you want Gabe not to be able to stop answering phones, you have that power right now by ordering right now. If you're just watching this as a fan, go to your favorite website and your favorite comics website and subscribe to it, because I'm sure your store is using one of the many point of sale systems that will help them do that. If not, call them and say, I want Comics the Magazine. Comics the Magazine is only $2.99 for your cost. Some of us are doing really cool promotions with our customers that, maybe they'll pay less than that. But you should definitely get on there, order as many copies as you want. And these guys have made it super easy for you to do that if you're a retailer, because if you're a retailer, you can buy a bundle of 25 comic, and I'm pretty sure this is wrong, right? You can buy 25 Comics the Magazines for $12.50. I don't know if you know this, Matt, Adam, because I'm actually pretty good at math. That's 50 cents a copy, Adam. That is less than cost on $2.99 at 50% off.
I'm gonna let you in, but a little secret. We made that. We set that before we knew it was gonna be 48 pages. But you know what? We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work.
So if you want Adam to hemorrhage money, you will buy bundles at 25 copies. So I have a standing Tuesday meeting with my team at 11 a.m. And this morning I'm going to be doing a Toronto Comic-Con thing for Managed Comics and for Earth 519, which is my online comic store. And we made a decision today that we're going to buy 200 copies and give them away at Toronto Comic-Con with comic previews flyers inside. Even though there's a comic previews ad in there, we're going to add a little extra comic previews thing. Because at 50 cents a copy, it's like practically free for me to give. 200 copies is going to cost me $100. That's insane.
Brian here, a retailer, is saying something I've heard from other retailers, and I was glad they saw this, which is that you'd be ordering as a first issue in the same way you would order a Free Comic Book Day book, knowing Free Comic Book Day is going to be 2 months after this, but this will be perennial enough that you could give it away. And I will say the first 3 issues are the same pricing. We'll see if I can continue to make that work. But yeah.
For sure. I'm giving. So Randy Gray says I'm going to give those to my customers for free. Absolutely. Same with me. So we gave away ZCNs for free, and I'm giving these away for free because ZCN used to increase the sales of other books for us just based on what was in it. So 100% give this away for free, and you will more than make that back in sales.
A couple pieces we haven't really talked about. We'll be talking about in further. I know we're going to be talking about the retailer roundtable. We hit that at the top of the show, but a couple pieces we're going to be talking about more at that retailer roundtable are what does a price guide look like in this day and age, right? What does that mean to have a price guide that is in print? Because we live in the internet. Anybody can go to eBay and hit the completed sales. We have some exciting news about that. We've had a lot of requests from retailers for some sort of order form. We are working on that. It's going to be that is the thing that is developing, and it is going to be developing as we go. But it will. The idea is that for those retailers in the room, if you do choose to order for, say, all of your subscribers or everybody at your Free Comic Book Day or whatever, there will be what is called a CTA, a call to action. There will be an order form for the products that are in that book, for the things that we're pushing people towards, that will give information to make it easier for you to order. So the whole point of this is is a place for a community, comics community, to come together, and B, it's a place for retailers that are have more people coming into the shops than ever before and can't hand sell to everybody. So at least this tool will be here to help you hand sell, right?
Fellas, every one of the comics that you're mentioning are going to be on comicpreviews.com.
And that's an interesting point.
Interesting.
It's a good point you make, Adam, about tools, because part of the thing that we've been talking about from the start in building this thing is how do we make this for both fans and for comic shop owners, to make this a tool for comic shop owners that's going to be useful for them in their store, to have on the desk in front of them all the time and that sort of stuff. And that's where, not to get too inside what we're going to talk about on Friday with the retailers, but that's part of why we're building the quote unquote price guide the way we're building it. And so, it's got to be a tool, and it's got to be really cool for fans to pick up. And we've been really focused on making sure that's the case.
Cool. Yeah.
Super exciting, guys. So next week when we're on, are we going to be popping champagne and celebrating the massive numbers of number one?
That's up to you.
That's true. You are in control. Do we show up, or is Adam ashen and really sick looking? You'll find out next Tuesday on an all-new Comics Industry Insiders Live. But first,
is this whole thing just a way to get people to tune in to see what a wreck I am? Yeah,
I can't wait to see. On oh man, Monday you're just gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's a ride.
Putting these things together.
If we get to 100,000 copies, Adam will shave his beard live on the show.
God
what?
damn it,
No,
Abe!
God, did we say that?
Damn it!
Wait, this is breaking.
No, you know what?
News.
No, to hell with that. My wife is listening to this. She's never seen me without a beard. I haven't shaved my beard since October of 2014.
There you go.
If those numbers come in and we're at six figures, I will absolutely shave this beard live on camera next week.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good video. I can tell you what we're going to do. We will have you on at the beginning, and then we'll send you away to shave. And you can come
my
back.
daughter when she gets home from school.
We'll just have it running. We'll have a little game cam up in the little. As we do the show, we see somebody shaving. Yeah, there's a lot of beards on here. I don't know, Gabe. Don't go volunteer in somebody else's beard.
Right?
I'm not participating.
I realized that it might have been a beard too far, as it were.
Especially 2 weeks before Comics Pro, Adam shows up and he's got just this white line where his beard used to be.
Maybe I'll let the retailer shave my beard at Comics Pro instead.
A tan line. Yeah, that's what I need.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome. Well, all right. I guess we're shaving beards next week. I love, Gabe, how we had everybody tuning in, and now I don't know.
I don't know. Our numbers are increasing, fellas. Our numbers are increasing. Okay, so let's pay some bills here. All right, you got a couple bills to pay. Negative burn. Talk to me about this.
Right this second, if you go over to zoop.com, if you scan this QR code, your magic phone is going to take you to zoop.com, where you can see Negative Burn, Desperado Books, Joe Pruitt, putting together the anthology that started so many careers inside of comics. He is on there right now selling Negative Burn. We've already passed the funding goal, and now we're running up the score. I'm told that if it runs up enough, that it's going to get even bigger. So please check in. Please follow it. Please go ahead and contribute, because this book is going to look awesome. And also, retailers in the room, we're about to send out a really secret for you, for those of you who might be interested in the retailer tier. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming. So
all right.
Yeah.
I like this.
Hello.
Hey, if you are a retailer and you want to know more about Managed Comics, you can just hold your phone up to the screen right now, and that will take you to our managedcomics.com website. Right on the home page here, if you scroll down just a little bit, just right there, you're going to see me, and you can join me for office hours this Thursday at a special time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, because later that day, we are recording the first Data Bros in a hot minute. And so I had to move this a little bit ahead, but we will talk to you about anything you want to talk to about Managed Comics this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. The following Thursday, I'm doing a very special open house with Oryx users. So anybody that is using Comic Suite and wants to know more about how to get Managed Comics on their Comic Suite, that will be next week's conversation. So join us there.
Awesome. Excellent.
And everybody, send out an email to info@comicsthemagazine.com right now, and let's get you into the retailer roundtable. By the time that this day is over, I'll also have a call to action on the front page of the website, which I should have had for this episode, which I forgot, so that people can join that retailer roundtable there as well. So let's get you in there, and you can ask all the questions you want. And you can be, if you're negative, don't be negative in the Facebook comments. I want to hear your negative comments at the retailer roundtable, because if you don't say them, I'm going to say Bob Jones says.
Who's negative?
This crappy thing. There's been some negative Nellies out there. I'm not.
Listen, I love retailers, and I love it when they're negative, honestly, because it says they're paying attention and they have a lot.
It's true. It's true. They're only negative because they care. It's true.
Most buying questions come off as negative. By the way, that's the good news. There's some inside sales.
Oh, sales guy.
After you send that email over in the next day or two, we will send you the private link to access the roundtable. So don't fret if you don't get something back right away. If you RSVP, you will get that link.
Yep. Awesome.
And one last thing, of course, if you are interested in Comics the Magazine, hold your phone up to your screen right now. Sign up for the newsletter at comicsthemagazine.com, and you will get on our Comics the Magazine mailing list. There you go. Adam's showing you what you do. And then we will send you emails about Comics the Magazine all the time. Like we send 17 a day, I think.
Well, yeah, I think we sent like a total of 2, but yeah.
Okay, well, that's less than 17 a day, but you'll still get emails. You'll still get emails.
Brian, Gabe, did we miss anything?
Brian, Gabe,
so. Joe, Gabe, did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say, not that we can talk about it yet. I think we've got some stuff for Friday cooking, but yeah, I mean, for now, Gabe.
I think Mom's home. I don't know what to tell you. There you go. She's gonna be really upset when she finds out I shaved.
You committed to shaving.
I'm told I am not shaving my beard, by the way.
Well, you've got some tough conversations to have, Gabe.
You know what? Make my life difficult, please. Please.
I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means, but I'm in. You know what? It's funny. I was supposed to be on Comics Pals over the weekend because of the snow. I forgot.
Oh,
yeah, that's so I'm coming back on. I'll be back on as soon as they'll have me. So
that's awesome. I gotta get a hold of them and join. Yeah, we're over time. We are way out of time, people, and that's what happens when I run the show, because I don't care about time because I have time blindness. So thank you to everyone for joining us this week. And as Adam says every week,
easy, Big Bear, we got to do a giveaway.
Oh no! Dang it! Dang, I was getting so. Oh man, I was like grabbing my Mr. Rogers energy to like see people and okay.
I can't wait to hear you do it. Let's
go. Look at this number though, 37. Thank you, chat. That is the biggest entry. We've been doing this every week.
Wow.
Every week, more and more people want to read Comics the Magazine, which is pretty rad. Let's see who won.
It's such a good.
Did I just see Joe Keating's name?
To know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. That's the Mr. Rogers song at the end of the show. If you guys.
Buzz Swan.
Oh, Buzz Swan.
All right.
Look at you.
Go.
37 in a row, Tommy Prophet says.
I'm a little confused here because I definitely didn't enter and my name popped up there. So
is that you?
Have you been padding the numbers there, Blake? You trying to look that make that 37 look
good? Up on CTM zeros and selling them on eBay.
$85.
Buzz Swan, send us an email, info at Prana DM. That's deltamike.com. That'd be great. And we'll get that sent out. Thank you everybody for entering. And
it's Dogman DM. Prana DM.
Okay, sorry.
Prana Dogman.
Prana Dogman. I like that. That's
PranaDogman.com.
Awesome.
All right, people.
I can't go do the Mr. Rogers thing.
Now's the time. Okay. So if you Adam, I love this, and it's become my favorite thing. And it started out as very tongue-in-cheek, but at this point it's so heartfelt and means so much. If you have done anything involved in comics this week, if you have bought a comic, if you have read a comic, if you have thought about reading a comic, if you buy Comics the Magazine, if you add Comics the Magazine to your subscription list, if you go and talk to your retailer about Comics the Magazine, if you join Comics the Magazine's retailer roundtable this week, if you just are selling comics or you're out there unpacking comics right now because it's a Tuesday, whatever you're doing for the comics industry, we want to thank you, because this week, like every week, you help save comics. Namaste, y'all.